And we're live. All right.
All right.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Swede Talk. I'm Brian Costello here with my co-host Kim Bettina, and we're gonna have some really cool stuff to talk to you about today. We have a lot of things to share about these great things. So just take a minute to update everybody on what's going on with the two of us, and then we're going to jump right into to new Google Earth and some new computer science curriculum from Google. Followed at the end by some pretty cool things you can do with Google Slides. So just real quick, I'm excited. I just want to share a couple things. So since the last show, I posted for anybody who's in New Jersey or anybody who's interested in an incredibly difficult challenge. I posted to the EdCamp New Jersey hashtag and to a bunch of other places, and I'll probably post it again, a fully virtual reality breakout EDU game, which you can check out, done in CoSpaces, and also pretty excited to share that CoSpaces has made me one of their ambassadors. So I get to learn more about, get to try some new things out about their virtual reality platform where you can code and create. A lot of fun. So really cool stuff, up to a lot, and really excited to share about new Google Earth. I got a chance to preview it for like 2 or 3 days before it came out, and it is very cool. So, Kim, what's new with you?
All right. So since our last show, I've been helping a 6th grade science teacher use Bloxels in her classroom, and Bloxels is a game where kids can create their own video game using an app, and they code it, and they design everything from the boards and the objects and the characters and the animations. So right now we're using that in 6th grade science. They're creating a solar system video game, and it's a digital story. So they have to narrate the game and display facts about the planets that they researched and some other objects in the solar system. So that's fun. So that's what I'm working on, and also doing park testing too. So, so
Yeah,
yeah, busy, you know.
I get this whole week off from park testing, and I get to jump back into park testing for 2 more weeks. But in between park testing, we did have some fun. My kids, it's interesting to talk about how the game is storytelling, because we definitely did some storytelling. Even when I give the kids, 7th and 8th grade kids, a challenge to create, they created in VR and they coded using CodeSpaces a chain reaction similar to a Rube Goldberg machine with basic machine components in it. And a lot of them were telling a story as they were developing this chain reaction, the event. So it's pretty cool to see that storytelling aspect.
Yeah, it's cool. I like watching the students, like, discover something new when they're creating their video game or their digital story. It's kind of like a kid with candy. It's really cool to see, and you
Absolutely.
put everything together, and they're like, "Wow, this is really cool. When are we going to do this again?"
And I get emails from teachers who you worked with, and they're like, "Hey, I have kids who want to keep working on this, even though they finished it like a week ago. They're
Yeah,
still excited to go like back into it and dig into it." So
yeah.
definitely fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just glad I had a few teachers use the Bloxels so far, and word of mouth. So I'm hoping that that gets out and that we get more teachers involved with it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to jump in because we have a lot to talk about today. Because the two things we're going to talk about are just full of information, full of exciting things to do. So about a week and a half ago, I guess it is now, maybe it's 2 weeks ago. I'm thinking it had to be last week. It seems like it's been a long week. New Google Earth came out, and about a week beforehand, I had the opportunity to speak with a representative from Google Geo who kind of showed me what was going on with Google Earth and asked for some feedback. It was really awesome experience. Really great team of people working there at Geo. And for those of you who don't know, Geo's still a Google company, but they're kind of on their own these days, doing their thing. And they have just really put together some great upgrades to Google Earth. It is visually more appealing. It will run. So one of the things that's really nice is it runs on web platform. So it's entirely web platform, which means No more trying to download the app for your iPad or your phone or your Android device. Anywhere you can get on the web, you can use new Google Earth. It's got some really cool new features, and they're responsive to ideas for more, which is even better. And there's a lot of things I won't touch on because there's just so much. I'll try to put some other interesting things in the show notes. But I want to take a look at Google Earth now. So I'm going to share this, share my screen with everybody and kind of show you what New Earth looks like. I think it's interesting. It's funny. They call it New Earth, which makes me think of sci-fi, but this is just such a cool thing. So when you open up Google Earth, this is what you get here. And you'll see this option to launch Google Earth. So here we go. It's going to load up. Might take a few extra seconds because I'm, we have to load 4.543 billion years, and I have to do it while I'm live streaming here. So here's New Earth. You can see this visually. It looks stunning, absolutely awesome. And just like before, you can search for places. So you can go ahead and do your place search like you would normally do. So just to give you an example of that, let's say I want to see Paris. So let's go to Paris. There goes Earth, zooming in. And now you'll notice right away something different from before. There's actually two things you'll probably notice from before. One is this is a three-dimensional map, which I can zoom in. Just the feel of the look of it, you look like you're zooming in from a satellite on Paris. The other thing is you get these information cards. And these are really, really cool because you're going to get to a couple things. One, it will show you as an option for points of interest in Paris. So we can click on Paris and it will show us and take us around on a little tour of the places that may be really interesting. It'll show you where they're at. So I want to go to the Louvre. I'm going to click on this one, and not only will it zoom in on the Louvre, but I can also get the Wikipedia information from the Louvre. Take a look at this. Just the three-dimensional map here is just, I think it's just fantastic. And then you still have your street view. So if I wanted to drop my street view in, just find a blue line anywhere. Any blue line will do. Any blue spot. There's also the pictures from the middle. So you can drop a picture in on the courtyard. And there we are. So now I'm standing in the middle of the Louvre, in the middle of the courtyard. And, they have partnered up with some really great educational groups, National Geographic for one, to help bring some better content to Google Earth. So you can see, there's your 360 view. This one doesn't allow you to walk because you are no longer, this 360 view doesn't allow you to walk through because it's just a screenshot from inside. But if I were to leave the 360 view and go back to the map and put myself on a street somewhere, you could, just like before, you can walk through too. So let's take a look at some of the other things that are pretty cool. There's this, just like Google search, there's the I'm feeling lucky button. And if you're feeling lucky, you can travel to pretty much any place in the world. It'll take you randomly to a new location with interesting information. So this is Pemba Island, a place I have never heard of before, in the Indian Ocean. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And, I can find out more about it. I wonder. No street views on Pemba Island, not surprised. But I can try it again. I can do a bunch of things. I can save this place, bookmark it at one of my places. I can share this map out. Or really, really great about this, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's some more things to this, but this is one of my favorite new things. It's Voyager. Allow you to check out all kinds of really cool things. So really combined with some great partner contents to create an experience with the map. It tells story a little bit with the map. And so let's find one of my favorite ones here. Let me go to nature. And there we go. We're going to check out some sharks in Street View. So we're going to dive in to the Ocean Agency's information on sharks. There's a whole set of things you can look at here. So this bull shark here, just in case you wanted to dive in and really take a look, this is what it would look like if you were diving with these sharks. It's a 360-degree image, so I can really get a good look at all the different things that and I can learn a little bit about this shark, and there's a whole set of them that I can go through, so I can try a bunch more. There's 7 in this particular group. Some other ones have more, some have less, but there's tons of information. So lots of places where your kids can learn, explore, they can develop a greater sense of understanding. And one of the reasons I just love using Google Earth for anything, whether I use Google Earth, whether I use Tour Builder, whether I use My Maps, any of the geo things that you can use for Google, is that they create a sense of geospatial awareness that most of the kids that I've worked with just don't have. There is a lack of understanding in terms of where you are in the world, where you are in relationship to other things, and this just brings that together. So there's so much more that you can do with this. You can use it to create. You can use it to learn and explore. You can use it to save places and then share them out. And if you go through something like Tour Builder, you can actually use this to create a map, a tour of what you've been doing, a timeline, or anything else like that. So it's just so many great things you can put together with this. And yeah, I'm so excited about the updates and the fact that they're continuing to look at more, continuing to try and make it better and seek feedback. And yeah, so I'm really excited about the things that Geo have been doing, and it's fantastic. So I'm going to leave it at that. There's so many things to do. I'm going to try and add some extra tidbits into the show notes later on. For those of you who are watching later, you can check on our YouTube channel or on our website and see what they have. But yeah, so many cool things there. I could talk about it for a lot longer, but I'll let you explore now that I've piqued your interest, hopefully. And Kim's going to take over and talk about something else I'm really excited about. So I can't wait to hear what you have to share with us, Kim.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I learned a lot from you about Google Earth. So I'm excited about that also. Looks like a great tool to use and experiment with, and the improvements in it is absolutely great. I think it's going to really engage students and teachers in their lessons. So I'm excited to see that implemented in class with my students as well. All right, so Google's came out with a free, yes, I said a free technology curriculum for grades 7 through 12. It's actually a really great curriculum because it gives the students a chance to learn about the Google apps using project-based learning. So instead of telling students, okay, we're going to learn to create formulas today, they have a whole project that incorporates formulas into the lessons. So everything is all hands-on. It's very similar to Google CS First, where the interface has videos, short videos, maybe 2 to 5 minute videos on a concept or a lesson, and then the students have to complete the tasks or the hands-on activities that correlate with the video, and then they submit that in to the teacher. So it's very similar to CS First, and actually you have to go to csfirst.com/apps to access the curriculum. So let me share my screen here and show you a little bit about it. So this is the website that you would go to right here, www.csfirst.com/en/apps. And what you have to do first as the teacher is you have to create a class. So I'm going to click Get Started here. And the teacher has to create a class by clicking on the plus sign. And what it's going to do is it's going to ask you for your location. So I'm going to put in the school that I work for here, William Davies Middle School. Save my location. All right, and then, yes. Okay, then it adds the location in under the location bar. Now what I can do is create a course. So I click on the plus sign here, and I'm going to create a course for the William Davies Middle School, and I give it a course name. So let's just call this, I don't know, Introduction. And I create the course. And when you create a course, you get a course code, and it's very similar to Google Classroom where the students have to join your class. So you have to share this class code with them. And once they get the class code, they would go to the website and they would, and click on the plus sign and enter the course code in, and they would automatically be enrolled in your class. So a little bit about this interface is the teachers have the lesson plans, they have teacher guides, they have the student tracker available to them. So if I go into materials here, okay, you get different units here that you can use. And these are already done. There's lesson plans, there's materials in here, and there's videos. So you can pick one that will allow you to incorporate into your class. So we can try this one, If Then Adventure Stories. And what this is going to allow you to do is students would create projects using Google Slides, and they would complete the slide presentation based on what the student clicked on for hyperlinks. So that's basically what Activity 1, Unit 1 is about. But if you go into the teacher video guide in here, this tells you basically the overview of the lessons. And you can go in here, you can check this out. The lesson plans are right here, and they give you every single thing that you need. There's no reason to stress out about it because everything is documented in here. There's teaching strategies here, and they basically tell you exactly what to say or what you can say for the lesson. And it tells you that, what students are expected to do, how long it's going to take. It tells you the activity that the students are going to be completing. So that's the lesson plans. And there's, according to what unit you're in, it can be, shorter or longer. But this unit here tells, it shows an example of a Google slide presentation. And if a student clicks on this link, then it's going to go to another slide. So it's a digital story all hyperlinked together. So that's basically what the If Then Adventure Stories is. If something happens, then this is going to happen. And then at the end, the students have to reflect on their learning. They have to wrap it up and reflect on it. And there's extensions to the lessons, which was pretty cool. I'll show you what I did in one of the extensions that I was experimenting with. And then in the teacher view, you can go through the student progress. And in here, I don't have any students in here, but you would see a list of your students and exactly where they are in the course and the lessons. So this would definitely be helpful because you can see if a student is stuck on something. You can assist that student in that in that topic or that task at hand. And back to the dashboard. So basically, it's a very simple interface that gives you a lot of information here. And let me show you what I did. Let me go to my blog. And one of the extension activities that I just stumbled upon was students had to create an Android avatar using Androidify website. So this is my blog, The Tech Lady, and you can go to my blog. I'll put this in the show notes, the link to it. And the students had to go to this website called Androidified, and they had to create an avatar. And this was an avatar that I created. I was playing around with the animations, the the style, the clothing, the shoes, everything, the appearance of it. And I was able to upload this to the library in Androidified website. I was also able to grab this avatar and download it to my local computer. I can share it on social. I can email it to my teacher. So this was something that I learned through the curriculum that I wasn't aware of. So I was happy to share this with you. But I really think that this would engage students in, in an assignment. So just say, for example, they had to create an avatar for maybe digital storytelling, and they had to create a character. They could do that through here and incorporate it into their Google Slides. So this is just an example of an extension activity that is available in the courses or the units. And then what happens is after that, the students also get a chance to learn about, oops, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. The students get a chance to learn about, the G Suite apps like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms. And they also get a chance to learn about programming. So they would get a chance to learn about scripts, which is great because that's more of an advanced feature that you can use in Sheets and Docs. And I think it's wonderful to be able to expose them to that part of it, because it's not all about Google Docs or slides. So they probably have no idea that they can program using scripts in here. So it gives them a chance to be exposed to computer science education as well. The curriculum is designed to make the learning more meaningful for the students. That's why everything is through project-based learning. And it's supposed to be student-driven at their own pace. So students can watch videos at their own pace during the class or even at home and complete the tasks at their own pace. They can stop the video and go back and watch it again if they need to review the material if necessary. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know I had a couple people on Twitter asking me if they were going to have an elementary technology curriculum available, and I think that's going to be in the future. But for now, it's just middle school, high school, grades 7 through 12. I highly recommend that you look into it, because I don't think you're going to be disappointed with it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be using a bit of that next year as well. We were just talking about it today, actually.
Yeah.
And then for the elementary, they do have their CS first versions of elementary things, right? But not specifically the.
So I'm telling my background people to keep it down. So I apologize for all that.
Your audience, your live studio audience is
my live studio audience at home
is enjoying the show a little too much. But yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I know you were excited about it. Other people that I've talked to from both my school and outside my district are excited about the possibilities, the design of it, the fact that there's some choice involved, there's student pace involved, there's coding, there's apps, there's functional work that has to do with, you know, with real things that they might use when they're not in a computer science class. So
Exactly.
just so many cool things.
And it's nice because they have 6 units that are already made, and it's all like real life. So the students or a teacher can have the students go through Unit 5, plan a budget, plan and budget, and incorporate that into, their real life, how to budget for, clothing and maybe, sports equipment and things along those lines. And plan an event is Unit 3, where if you have, a high school girl who's trying to plan her Sweet 16 party, that would be a great unit that she can be able to implement and incorporate those concepts in maybe for her real Sweet 16 party. So
Absolutely.
it's really, I think they did a great job. They made it meaningful, and it's great to do it project-based learning, because that's the way kids really connect to it.
Yeah, definitely. So as I was saying, there was just so many things. Like we probably could have talked about each one of those things for an hour. We just scratched the surface really on both of them. But I encourage all of you to explore New Google Earth, to explore Google's new CS curriculum. It is, both of those things are fantastic. We found two things we were super excited about, and we couldn't wait any longer to put a show on to tell you about them. So check
Yeah,
those things
definitely.
out.
If when you check it out, you can always leave comments on the on our website, or in the video
On the
episode or the
YouTube, yeah.
event episode. Let us know how you like it and give us feedback. And because we're just giving you a brief introduction of the tool, but it would be nice to hear how you're using it in class and how your students are liking it and what you're using it for. So please leave us
Definitely.
feedback.
So we have one more thing to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about our G Suite app of the week or month or whatever you want to call it, app of the show, I guess
Show.
works.
There you
App of
go.
the show. And while we're not, we're not breaking any barns with this in terms of the newness of it, the freshness of it, there are some cool things that you can do with Google Slides that not that many people know. Things that we've done with kids that have turned out really well. So Kim's going to share one of those with you, and then I'm going to share a quick one before we head out. So go ahead, Kim, take it away.
All right. So what I want to share with you is that you're able to insert a video from Google Drive into Google Slides. So if I go to insert video, this option here is available, Google Drive. That wasn't there before. And I'm going to insert this video into my slide. And what you can do at this point here is you can right click on the video. Let me make it bigger. You can right click on the video and go to video options. And right in here, you can actually give it a start time and an end time. So if you wanted to trim this video, the video length is 1 minute and 55 seconds. So if I wanted to just play maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds of it, all right, I can just have it end at 30 seconds. And now it'll only play 30 seconds of it. So you can actually start a video at a specific time and end it at a specific time. You can autoplay the video, so when it shows up on the screen, it'll autoplay whatever the video is automatically. So you don't have to worry about clicking anything like you did in the past. You just check this box here and it'll autoplay when you're in presentation mode or when you're presenting your Google Slides. And you can also mute your audio. So this is another option also that you can have incorporated into your Google presentation. Before I hand it back over to Brian, there was a really great blog post by Richard Byrne, and I'll put this in the show notes, how you can narrate audio onto Google Slides. And basically you would just add a still picture into your slide, and you would record your voice without your picture, and you would insert that video, even though it's audio. You would insert that video into the Google slide, and you can hit autoplay, and when it comes on, it will it'll play the audio file on the slide. So this blog post from Richard Byrne, I will definitely put into the show notes so you can reference his directions on how to do that. I'm going to hand it back over to Brian so he can share what his tip is for Google Slides.
All right, so this is one that I've done with kids. They really like it. It also just makes your presentation come to life a little bit, is to customize the slide layout, the slide template layout. So I'm going to really quickly, this doesn't take long. In only a handful of minutes, you can, did I lose that window? Maybe I did. It's all right, I'll open it back up. In only a handful of minutes, you can, not even minutes, you can customize your slide layout. In fact, I'm going to be doing it from 100% scratch right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share this blank presentation that I literally just opened up as I'm talking to you. And so here we go. Blank presentation. So this is really nice for making your presentations just pop a little bit, making them a little bit different than everybody else. You know, there's obviously these limited choices here, and you can also do things like Slide Carnival, but to give yourself a little bit something extra, something special. So first thing I like to do is I like to get rid of this stuff. I like to start from a blank slate. So if you go to Slide, and in here you can go to Change Theme. What will pop up, oops, sorry, not theme. Let's try that again. Edit Master, excuse me. This will show you all the different potential layouts of your slides. I try not to have them do all of them because they might want to actually use some of those other ones differently. So you can edit this just like you would edit any other slide, except that when you finish with it, it will keep how you edit this. So I want to go ahead and put a background in. And this, in particular, my kids did a really cool presentation on viruses not that long ago, virus and bacteria. So I did that kind of fast, I didn't explain it. So I went to background, and on image, I went to choose. And with whenever you work inside of a Google app and use the image search tool, you will automatically be using images that are approved to use, free to reproduce, which is always great. I'm going to choose one I already know there's a good image for right away. So so I want to make this the background of my slide. It's a good picture for a lot of reasons, and I talk to kids about this, is there's a light enough or dark enough space that you can write over top of. So now this is now the template layout of my slide. So when I go back into my main slide, you can see that's the first one. If I added another title slide, it would look just like that. So now when I go to do my presentation, I have this background set automatically. It's on every one. And you can do that for every type of slide. So it doesn't matter what type of slide you're doing, you can always do that way. And you can do that with shapes, you can do that with words, you can do that with symbols, whatever you want to insert into the background or in the foreground of your slides. Easy to do, easy to make your slides really pop, really look like something different, like something special, especially with most kids sticking to that basic, simple slide template stuff. So just real quick, shout it out. A lot of fun. Your kids will really enjoy customizing their slides that way and make their presentations their own. So that's it. Yeah. We're a little bit long today, but we had so much good stuff to share with you that we couldn't cut it shorter. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Please follow us, follow our YouTube channel, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our website. We'll be adding
the sweet talk. The sweet talk.
Things on Twitter, and me at btcostello05. Migraine again?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's because I'm talking too fast. All right. So the Sweet Talk on YouTube, the Sweet Talk on Twitter. Thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for our next show. Thanks, everyone.